Bill Peregrine, Dancing Spirits Farm. On our farm, we produce worm castings, or basically worm poop. Worm poop is the byproduct of the worms, and we probably have about 10 million down here. So the worms produce this really high quality biological product. And while it has nutrients in it, we're really focused on the biology that we get from the worm castings. And yeah, we sell it in cubic foot bags and we sell it in large totes. We also have on the farm, we bring in black owl biochar. So the biochar is like a catalyst in the soil. It improves every functioning in the soil that you can think of. When blended with the worm castings, we end up with a product that we call our VermiChar. And you can see how dark this VermiChar is here. It's 50% worm castings and 50% biochar, supercharging the soil. So when I talk about supercharging the soil, what am I really talking about? We get fixated on the nutritional aspects of the soil. We all go to the store and we all want to buy the Miracle Grow or something to get our plants growing. But really, the soil functions on two elements, nutrition and biology. You can literally think about your soils just like your refrigerator. Because your refrigerator right now is sitting in your kitchen and it's holding nutrients in it until you go consume them. That's exactly what the job of the soil is. The soil is holding nutrients in it until the plants come and use them. Well, we have our choice what we want to put into our soils, just like you have a choice of what you want to put in your refrigerator. The last thing you want to do is fill your refrigerator completely full of rock stars or using synthetic fertilizers over here. If you're doing things organically, which we do, you're going to fill your refrigerator full of grandma's Thanksgiving dinner. So you can eat what you want to eat when you're ready for it. Whether you're waking up for your midnight snack, or you're having your dinner, or you just exercise, or you just got to go exercise, you can pick and choose what you want to put in there. The same thing holds true in the soil. We soil test every project that we do because we want to be sure that we know what the nutrient value is within the soil structure. Knowing what the nutrient value is highly beneficial for growing successful plants. It's just, we have found soil testing just to be easier to just open your dang refrigerator and look inside and see what you're missing, rather than making a guess based on plant performance. The second element that we need in the soil is biology. Biology actually does all the work. When we eat the food out of the refrigerator, it's the 100 trillion microbes in our body that do all the work. It breaks the food down and makes it available for our body to use it. Exactly the same thing in the soil. One tiny teaspoon of soil can have more than 4 billion microbes. And so what they're doing is they're finding all those nutrients within the soil structure and they're breaking it all down. So as we talk about the two elements, nutrients and biology, we want to be cognizant of what it is that we're actually blending. Today we brought in a potting soil mix. There's a lot of, relatively good potting soil mixes out here. I don't really have a problem with many of them. This one here is Pacific Northwest owned organics, raised potting soil mix. When you read the ingredients on something like this, you're going to find out that it's mostly aged forest products. And then this one also puts in some sphagnum peat moss. Aged forest products is basically bark that has been sitting in a pile for a while. Nothing wrong with it, because what we're looking for is we're looking for the food source that the biology is going to feed on. Sphagnum peat moss is pretty sterile because they get it from the bottom of peat bogs. And there's no oxygen down there, so there's really not much in the way of nutritional value on it. So, how do we add the biological product into it? We work on the worm castings. With our 10 million worms, we've got boatloads of worm castings available. Those worm castings are jacked full of biology. That's what's going to do all the work. The key really isn't just the worm castings themselves, but the fact that we're going to feed them some sort of inexpensive other mix. It could be a potting soil mix, it could be your garden soils. Whatever you're working with, you need to decide how much of the material do I actually want to supercharge. And that's what we're doing. We blend that with our worm castings and we come up with a product we call VermiChar. It's 50% worm castings and 50% biochar. We've charged up that biochar, it's ready to do our work for us. And you can see here's some of Here's some of that material right here, how nice and black and dark that is. And that's ready to supercharge whatever we put it into. So on our bag, we recommend somewhere between 10 and 20% of our material in with whatever potting soil mixes you have. I've just done this as a demonstration. Here's 20%. I would take 4 1-gallon containers of this and 1 1-gallon container of this. We don't want to use this product straight. It's too strong. It's not, technically it's not really it is a fertilizer, not a true fertilizer as you may think of, but it's really known for its biological profile and improving all the function in the soil. That would be a good blend right here at 20%. We can also then mix in other fun things, like over here, we like this fertilizer from Sanctuary. This is a 334, and if you know anything about nutrients in a package, it doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it comes from organic matter, and that organic matter is, guess what? Food for the biology. And when the biology breaks this down, it's going to free it up for the plants to use it. And because it comes from humus-based material, as this product researches out that over the course of the next 6 to 9 months, we're going to get another 812 out of this product as the soil biology breaks it down. Soil biology is important. We can also fill up our soils with a product we use called azomite. And azomite gets its name because it's everything from A to Z. No nitrogen, phosphorus, or potassium, but every other mineral that's in there. So we can, again, fill up our refrigerator full of the entire scope of minerals and nutrients within the soil, making all of our plants healthy. And then one other thing that we have that we love to use is this mycorrhizal fungi. The mycorrhizal fungi actually forms a symbiotic relationship with the roots of your plants, and actually they found that in the forested areas, the fungal growth in the soil, the mycorrhizal fungi in the soil, can be up to 3 times further, 3 football fields further than the furthest root hairs of the plant, pulling back additional nutrients and water and minerals back into the product. So once we get all this blended together and we're getting ready to supercharge it, we love the use of sea kelp. And we got a little bit of sea kelp back here on this table. The easiest way that we have found, you're only using, this gallon here, you're only using between 1 and 2 ounces per gallon. We recommend when you initially water everything in, that you water at 2 ounces per gallon. So this would give you 64 gallons of material. If you're going to make your life easy, you could pick up a little hose end sprayer. The nice thing is you can just turn the dial on the top and dial in what you want. And if you're going to go down that road, we also suggest that you use a little strainer. We have strainers at the store. You can just pop a strainer in here because this product sometimes has some larger particulate in it. And because of that, it could clog the little tiny filter that's on the end in here. So to recap, we're talking about nutrients and we're talking about biology. Both of them are extremely important in an organic system. Blending, thinking about the worm castings or the biological products that you're bringing in as your supercharged material to blend with anything that you have, which could be an inexpensive potting soil mix, or again, your garden soils, etc. So feel free to check us out at the farm, and love to talk to you more about nutrition and biology.